In a profession where a fighter's legacy is frequently determined by their strength and bravery, Ryan Garcia's path is a monument to fortitude, faith, and an unwavering will to recover his position in boxing history. His story has a beautiful cadence that reverberates with both individual redemption and heavenly intervention. He describes a period of time when he was lost and adrift in a sea of uncertainty until a light broke through the shadows and illuminated his way. He asserts that the light was God's grace, which put him on the path to salvation and washed away the tears from a damaged spirit. Garcia experiences only purpose when God is on his side, not suffering or fear. And now, as he gets ready to return to the ring, the boxing community awaits the return of a changed man, a controversial character who rises from the shadows to seek pugilistic atonement. We haven't seen Ryan Garcia put on his gloves in a professional fight in a year. In that time, a lot has changed, including new difficulties, weight classes, and mental attitudes. He has a clear vision and an obvious goal: to harm someone. He claims that staying sharp is what gets me victories, and his comments are infused with a tangible hunger. There is no denying that Ryan Garcia, who faced Devin Haney, was a formidable opponent who surprised the boxing world with his speed and strength. However, this particular version, a force resurfacing with a vengeance that could reshape his career, this version of King Re promises to be something quite different. Garcia feeds on the confusion created by the situation. His every action, tweet, and left hook serves as a reminder that he is as unexpected as he is unquestionable. Garcia's return is portrayed as a story of defiance and redemption. He used to be a divisive character whose actions outside of the ring frequently overshadowed his skills within, but he is now trying to change the narrative. His final bout with Haney was a spectacle, a contentious shock in which he repeatedly defeated the champion, but it was followed by a year of turmoil that tried his willpower. But now that the distractions have been eliminated, the mind is clear. With 3 of boxing's 4 horsemen joining him as the main attraction at a special event in Times Square, the spotlight is shining brightly. This is a statement rather than merely a return. He claims, "They tried to break me down, tried to cancel my fight, but now that things are back on track, Garcia is prepared to demonstrate that a defeat can actually turn into a victory." The dilemma that has plagued Ryan Garcia since his early days, is he more flair than substance, is what makes this chapter so captivating. Before the Haney fight, several questioned whether he had the mettle to support his ostentatious persona and social media fame. He responded that evening with punches rather than words, demonstrating that there is a fighter of substance underneath the bluster. Unquestionably controversial, his return embodies all that is admirable about boxing, a leap of faith that rejects the narrative of selective criticism in favor of top-tier competition. Garcia confronts the greatest instead of avoiding them. The intention is there, and it's electric, regardless of whether he enters the ring with them. The boxing community has noticed. Both fighters and fans are excited about what will happen next. One opponent alludes to a conflict that has been building for years by saying, "The whole world has been waiting for me and Ryan to fight." Videos of sparring have gone viral, adding to the excitement. In a time where elite fighters typically only compete once or twice a year, Garcia's comeback comes as he has hardly missed a beat since the Haney ban. Although he was initially promised a pit bull opponent, he ended up facing a chatty terrier, yet it hasn't lessened his vigor. In reference to the doubters, he continues, "I adore it. I switch up my pace, from 90 to zoom, when my adversaries tell me to read the room." He asserts that he possesses all 3 qualities: speed, power, and explosiveness, possibly even boldly claiming to be the most explosive boxer in history. Rolando Romero, a brazen competitor with an ungainly style and emerging power, is up first. Garcia appears to have the advantages: youth, experience, and reach, but Romero's aggressive front-footing style could cause problems. Although they are about the same height, Garcia's stunning left hook is the deciding factor. Garcia brags, "I punch hard, harder than everyone he's ever fought, and he's easy to hit." Romero, on the other hand, is a dog that will not be put down and will not be numbered. If Garcia can defeat him, the boxing world will finally get what it has been longing for, a rematch with Devin Haney. It may not be nice, but it will be effective. That rivalry, which goes beyond the ring, is currently the most intense in combat sports. Despite being called a one-trick pony, Garcia's left hand was a revelation during their first meeting, dropping Haney repeatedly. One onlooker said, "That trick is enough," and it was lethal and relentless. The rematch now depends on Haney's flexibility because the element of surprise has been lessened. Physical adaptations will be essential as both boxers advance to welterweight. Haney's greater reach offsets Garcia's added height, but the inside fire will ultimately determine the result. "I am the superior combatant," Garcia maintains. "I'll take him out." Haney responds with faith and defiance, supported by his outspoken father. Allah is a perfect planner. He never makes a mistake. If Garcia wins, Teofimo Lopez, another contentious titan, will have an opening. Their matchup is a stylistic dream, with Lopez's jumping shots and unconventional approaches contrasting with Garcia's unadulterated aggression. Lopez's combination of Haney-like precision and Garcia-like power might result in an all-time classic. Lopez is correct when he claims that these are the two most well-known names in the division. Although consistency will be crucial, Garcia's margin of error will decrease if Lopez, the fighter who outboxed Josh Taylor in 2023, appears. There is no greater combo that the boxing gods could have imagined. Then there is Gervonta "Tank" Davis, a modern-day icon thanks to his knockout streak and pound-for-pound menace. A rematch at 140 pounds is intriguing because Garcia is certain of winning and his physical prowess would be more evident in a second round. He promises, "I'll beat him again and put that to rest." But rather than engage in a shootout with Garcia, Davis might choose to play chess with Shakur Stevenson. As his opponent's pool thins, the decision looms enormous. At welterweight, Jaron "Boots" Ennis is a taller, longer, and more cunning opponent whose recent hit ability might be Garcia's opening move. "It's a legacy fight," Ennis acknowledges, "but it's a risky one. Garcia has more options than that." An unbeaten assassin with skill and swagger, Brian Norman Jr., has the potential to upend the Four Horsemen storyline. Lamont Roach might have the courage to go from 135 to take on the top, while Imantas Stanionis and Mario Barrios provide durability and intrigue. As a result of Garcia's audacious assertions, Terence Crawford even joins the discussion. By luring fate against a pound-for-pound monarch, he claims, "I'm faster, stronger in my prime." Keith Thurman and Conor Benn, whose styles promise turmoil and knockouts, offer even more flavor. Then there's Jake Paul, the troublemaker whose oversized demeanor and right hand could make a Garcia fight into a major event. Their possible collision, skills versus size, reflects Floyd Mayweather's fight with Logan Paul, whether they are friends or rivals. Paul claims that skills pay the bills, and Garcia may agree. Once implausible, the notion now seems realistic. Garcia is a unique character throughout it all. He asserts, "There is only one me," and his return serves as evidence. He remained relevant during a 12-month hiatus by making jokes online and using his heart as a hook. In line with the greats like Alexander Usyk, he declares, "I just want to fight everybody." His passion for boxing, which feeds his disobedience, is ingrained in him. He is refined by his losses rather than defined by them. With each move he makes, the sport's dynamic changes. "They're going to see how successful I'm going to be even off a loss," he predicts. Garcia finds himself at a crossroads as the supporters of the Holy Life fiercely embrace his return. Although there are doubts about the Four Horsemen's crowns, his return is the most exciting aspect of the riddle. Although he will always be surrounded by controversy, this Californian comeback serves as a motivational example for boxers worldwide. The world is watching as he challenges, "I lost, but look what I do now." Ryan Garcia is prepared to put out the fire and start over with God on his side, a left hook in his toolbox, and an unquenchable fire. It appears that the future has already been written. A new age will arrive sooner rather than later.